Question is that this House has considered the civil service pay remit and the future of pay negotiations. Chris Stephens.
Thank you, Mr. Pritchard. It's a pleasure to see you in the chair, and can I refer the House to my register of members' interests, and particularly my position as chair of the PCS parliamentary group. I thought I would do that, Mr. Pritchard, because we usually hear shouts from the Conservative benches about our register of members' interests, but I note that they're on strike today and that there's no one from the Conservative backbenches who is here to take part. Mr. Pritchard, who are the heroes of the pandemic? Well, I would suggest that among those heroes throughout the pandemic were those who worked in the civil service, like, for example, in the Department of Work and Pensions, when there was an explosion of universal credit claims that had to be processed and people to be paid on time, that it was those in the Department of Work and Pensions who made sure that those universal credit payments were paid on time, are amongst those heroes to help those in need. I would suggest it's those who work in HMRC who had to help businesses and small businesses to make sure that they received furlough payments to help make sure that the economic wheels were turning. I would suggest it's those in the civil service who put together the rules and regulations to update the public and what to do and to comply with COVID regulations to ensure that the public were safe and protected. And so what's astonishing about this debate, as my honourable friend who secured the debate has outlined in her remarks, is that the civil service seemed to be treated worst of all across the public sector. That, frankly, I would suggest is a disgrace. And I want to concentrate on the economic case for giving civil servants and other public sector workers a real terms pay rise. And I note the leader of the SNP group, my good friend who represents Aberdeen South, has said in his demands for the budget is that we must have pay rises which match inflation. It is not public sector pay that increases inflation, it's prices which increase inflation. And I note that food inflation is currently around 13%, and yet we're offering some public sector workers 2-3%. That's not going to help them feed their families, and it's not going to help them going forward. And so I think that we really do need to look very seriously at this situation. And there's also, of course, the Conservative government keep telling us that they're the party of efficiency in small government, and yet they allow a situation, Mr. Pritchard, in which there are over 200 separate pay negotiations across the civil servants for those who work for the Westminster government. You really could not make that up, that there are so many different pay negotiations being carried out amongst the civil service. And I would suggest to them, they really are opening themselves up to equal pay claims, I would suggest, if they allow that situation to develop going forward. And I hope the Minister will tell us how they are going to cut the number of pay negotiations. I mean, I would suggest, if you work for the Westminster government, there should be one set of pay negotiations covering those who do that. And the final point I would make, Mr. Pritchard, because I know there's many colleagues who want in, if people are talking, they're not walking. And frankly, what we find from the government benches all far too often is that they're blaming society's problems, not just on refugees, as we heard in the main chamber earlier, but on trade unions. It's the trade unions' fault that we have so many societal problems at the moment. What a risible argument. And I have to say to the government, if they keep pursuing this level of tactic and put in such rubbish legislation, like, for example, this so-called minimum service level legislation, that's only going to intensify the situation and make the situation worse. And I want to hear from the government how they're actually going to sit round the table and enter into meaningful negotiations like other administrations do, including the Scottish Government. Thank you.